Hello everyone, hope you're doing great. So in today's video we will be discussing what are managed identities and also what are the different types of managed identities and how we can use them. So all of this we'll be explaining through with the help of a demo. So for the demo purpose, I have created two automation accounts, test auto account and one prod auto account. And what we're going to do in this demo is that with the help of both these automation accounts, we will be creating resource groups in our subscription. So in order for the automation account to do that, it would require access onto our subscription. So we will be assigning access to the subscription for these automation accounts with the help of managed identities. And mainly we'll be using system managed identity and user assigned managed identity. So let's start with the demo. Let me first open another tab and go to resource groups, and you can see there's only one resource group over here. And also let me go to my subscription, open access control, click on role assignments, and you can see currently the automation account doesn't have access onto our subscription. So let me go to the automation accounts, and first I'll open the test auto account. Meanwhile, I'll also show you the code that we'll be using to create these resource groups. So for system assigned managed identity, these are the lines of code that we'll be using to create the resource group. So these are very simple piece of code. The first line is just simply connecting to the Microsoft Entra ID, which is authenticating it using the system managed identity. And the next line, it will set context as my subscription. So the name of my subscription is pay as you go. So this line of code is just setting the context to my subscription, and the new AZ resource group will create the resource group. And for user assigned identity, these are the lines of code. There's a few difference in the code that we'll be having for user assigned managed identity. So this code is available on Microsoft Documents. You can easily get them, and also I'll add this in the description. So let me go back to my automation account, go to identity. So first we'll be testing the system assigned identity. So we need to make this as on and click on save, give yes. So once this is turned on, you need to go to your subscription, click on add role assignment. So for this purpose, I'll be adding the contributor role onto my subscription. So depending on your use case, you can give any access you want. So I'll select contributor under privileged administrator role, click on next, select managed identity, click on select members. Under pay as you go, select all system assigned managed identity, and it will show you the system assigned identities that you have available in your Entra ID. So we have enabled for our automation account, which is test auto account. Select that. And also one thing to note here is the name of the system assigned managed identity will be same as the resource that it is tied to. So the name of our automation account is test auto account. So similarly, the name of our identity is test auto account. So click on select, review plus assign. So once the role assignment is added, now the automation account has access onto our subscription. And now I'll go back to my automation account, click on Runbooks. Now let me open the test runbook, which I have created already. Click on edit, edit in portal. these are the few lines of code I've already added for testing purpose. I'll replace this with the code for system managed identity. Copy this, paste it here. So all this is doing is it will create a resource group named RG3 in our subscription. So click on save and publish. Now once that is done, in another tab, let me open resource groups. And as of now, I only have RG1 resource group in my pay-as-you-go subscription. So here, let me start the runbook. Click yes. So one key thing to note here is the system assigned managed identity can only be used for the resource that it is tied to. So this system managed identity for the test automation account cannot be used for any other resource. It's running and it says completed. Let me go back to resource groups, refresh, and you can see the resource group is created over here. So we have confirmed that the automation account has access onto a subscription and it is able to execute runbooks. Now what we can do is we can go back to the automation account and now we will test how we can use the user assigned managed identity. So in order to use the user assigned managed identity, in the search bar, search for managed identities, click on create, select your subscription, and under resource group you need to select a resource group where this managed identity will be created. So unlike system assigned managed identity, this identity is created as a separate resource which we are managing and not Azure. And give a name for your managed identity. Click on review plus create. And create. It says my managed user assigned managed identity is created. I'll click on go to resource. So I showed you the piece of code that we'll have to use in a runbook to authenticate using user managed identity. So for that, we need the client ID of this user managed identity. I'll copy this, go to my notepad and replace the client ID here with the one which I've created. Alright, now let me copy this. Go back to my automation account. So the first thing that I need to do is go to my automation account, go to identity. So right now we are going to test the user assigned managed identity. So let me turn off this system assigned, click off and save. Yes. So when we disable the system assigned identity, automatically the access that was given onto the subscription will also be deleted. Let me go to the subscription so that we can just confirm this. Go to access control. Role assignments. And you can see identity not found, which means it's removed automatically by Azure. Now what you can do is go to user assigned tab of the automation account, click on add and select the user assigned managed identity that you had created. Now click on add. It says it's added, hit refresh and you can see the managed identity showing up here. Now what you can do is go to runbooks, Open the test runbook that you had created, edit in portal. Now I'll replace this piece of code with the one for user managed identity. I'll copy this, paste it here. So what this code will be doing is it will be creating a resource group, and I've given the name of the resource group as RG5. I'll hit save and publish, give yes, and let me start. Alright, before that I forgot to add the permission for the user assigned managed identity. So let me add a role assignment. I'll choose contributor, next, managed identity, select members, user assigned managed identity, select the identity that is listed below, review plus assign. So right now our automation account has been given access to the subscription with the help of a user assigned managed identity. Now let me go back to my runbook and start the runbook. Click on yes. Meanwhile, while this is executing, let me go back to the automation accounts. Now I'll open my prod auto account, head over to identity. So here the system assigned identity is turned off. So we've already seen how we can use a system assigned identity to create resources or to perform automation tasks from an automation account. So here I'll be enabling the user assigned for this as well. Click on add, and it will show you the user managed identity which we had created. Okay, select this and click on add. Now the same user managed identity has been used for both these automation accounts. Now this isn't possible with system assigned identity because a system assigned identity is unique to that resource alone. And also, once we have enabled this, this automation account has automatically been given access to the subscription through this identity. So I hope you have understood that what is the use of this identity. It can be used for as many resources as you want. So I'll go back to the test automation account, go to Runbooks, and see if our job had completed. Click on jobs, and you can see it's completed. So let me go to resource groups, and RG5 is created. So user assigned identity is working as well. Now let me go back to my prod automation account, click on Runbooks, and we'll test from this automation account as well. So let me open the test runbook that I had created in prod auto account, edit in portal. I'll copy this code and paste it in the runbook. Now I'll just change the resource group name because we can't have the same name for the resource groups. I'll give RG8, click on save, hit publish, give yes. I'll hit on start. It says it's completed. Let me go to resource groups, hit refresh. Let me refresh the page. And you can see RG8 is also created. So from this demo, I hope you understood what is the difference between a system assigned identity and a user managed identity and how we can use them. So this is just one example where I have used automation accounts to perform automation tasks onto subscriptions. So similarly, there are endless scenarios where you can use managed identities. So depending on your use case, it will be different. You might have separate resources that needs access onto another set of Azure services. For example, some Azure virtual machines may need access onto storage accounts, or it may need access to databases, or may need access to function apps. So you can enable system assigned identity for your virtual machines, or you could enable user managed identity for your virtual machines, and then you can assign access to another set of services.